Hi, my name is Debi Cain. I have been working in the field of violence against women and children for over 40 years now. My history in the movement of violence against women, children, and men is based on the fact that when I graduated from college, my husband and I moved here from Iowa State University as newly minted college graduates. And one of the things I found in the newspaper was an article from the YWCA in Pontiac, North Oakland County. And it was about a volunteer center that was starting for sexual assault victims. I called and offered to become one of those volunteers and did in fact become one of those volunteers. That really opened a journey for me on both a personal and professional level. I had not really come to terms with and actually had told absolutely no one the reality that my first year of college I had been sexually assaulted. And that began the journey of me beginning to think about what that meant, just not for me, but for all others who might experience that. So that was the beginning of my road to working in the area that we do, and my level of appreciation, both as someone in the field, but also as a survivor myself, for the great work that I know First Step does. Shortly after volunteering as a crisis line worker for the YWCA of Pontiac, North Oakland, I was actually hired to set up a domestic violence program for Oakland County and started working with judges, commissioners, and other people in Oakland County. But it was a very exciting time, and one of the feelings that I have of such kinship with First Step is that those of us in Southeast Michigan had a tremendous bond with one another about the reality that there was a desperate need. Phone calls were coming in like crazy from those who'd been in situations of domestic violence and sexual assault, many incest survivors who were now adults, and yet there really weren't services available. So the first part of my career was really devoted to working with others around Southeast Michigan to look at what services were around and available in Michigan. In order to find out what a domestic violence shelter would look like, the YWCA actually paid for me to go to Toronto, Canada and Windsor, Canada. And everything I learned initially, I learned from them. There weren't books on this. People didn't talk about this. It wasn't on TV programs. And part of my real kinship to First Step is that we worked closely together. We met frequently. We talked about what we were learning. We talked about what we were hearing from the women and children and families who were coming in and beginning to ask for services and what they were asking for. And that kinship was such an amazing thing. And I'm so proud of the fact that in our movement, that's something that's always been present, that people share what they know. We may not all do it the same way. We may not operate in exactly the same manners, but we all care deeply. And it's always been that the core of our work is about victims, and that is what's drawn me to the work. And that's what's been the largest healing thing for me as a sexual assault survivor, is to see how far we've come in these many years. I hate to say how old I am, but I've got 40 years of work experience now. It's always been what's driven the people in our field, and I hope you're as proud of the staff that you have and the volunteers you have at First Step as I am, because they do amazing work, life-saving work, and they do it each and every day. So thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of this.